The wilderness doesn't just take lives, it audits our understanding of reality. We enter these vast landscapes armed with GPS, experience, and the arrogance of perceived mastery. But certain zones operate on a different frequency, one that treats our laws of physics as mere suggestions. Today, we investigate 4 files that represent a physical impossibility. A boy who climbed a vertical ridge with energy he did not possess. A toddler whose footsteps lead to a cliff no child could ever reach. A man who crossed a continent without leaving a single digital footprint. And the forbidden zones where the very molecules of human scent simply evaporate. Using our unique framework of mountain-style forensic data and echo-style sensory records, we open the archive on the absolute zero of logic. This is TheDarkestFilesTV. The scream lasted 9.3 seconds. This is not an estimate. It is a measurement from a forensic report. The sound was captured on a reel-to-reel tape machine. An audio engineer analyzed the waveform. It is a piece of evidence. The sound rises in pitch and volume. It holds the desperation of a child. But the end of the sound is what draws the attention of the experts. Screams do not simply stop. They fade. They trail off as breath is exhausted. The end of the sound is not natural. The audio waveform is sheared off, as if a switch was thrown. The report states the termination of the sound was abrupt. It was unnaturally clean. This single piece of data is the start of the mystery. It is the first number that feels like a threat. The silence that follows is not empty. The date was August 15th, 1958. The place was the St. Malo summer camp, nestled in the Colorado wilderness. The day was warm and ordinary. Children played games. Counselors watched over them. Among the campers was a boy named Bobby Bizup. He was 10 years old. He was legally blind. His glasses were thick. He navigated the world through touch and sound. The report is very clear about this. The routine of the camp day was a comfort. It was predictable. Then, at a specific, recorded moment, the day changed. The change was not gradual. It was instant. It was the moment that the scream began. The ordinary day was shattered by that sound. The search began immediately. They called his name. They found nothing. For 1 year, there was nothing. The seasons changed. The case grew cold. The official narrative, the boy had gotten lost. The search was called off. The camp moved on. In the summer of 1959, a hiker was exploring far above the camp. He found something that did not belong. A new search team was dispatched. Topographic map, discovery site high on the ridge, nearly 2,000 feet straight up. It was on the slopes of Mount Meeker, classified as a Class 3 climb. Exposure is significant. A fall would be serious, likely fatal. The team found remains on a steep, treacherous section. This was no longer a boy wandering off. A legally blind 10-year-old did not climb that ridge alone. The report brings in the numbers. The numbers are not emotional. Bobby Bizup weighed approximately 30 kilograms. The remains were found 600 meters higher than the camp. Physics gives us a formula to calculate the work required to overcome gravity. To lift 30 kilograms 600 meters requires 176,400 joules. This represents a perfect system, no friction. But the human body is not a perfect system. We'll be generous. 20%. 1 useful joule costs 4 lost joules. Total required energy climbs to over 882,000 joules. This does not even account for moving horizontally, scrambling over rock, or fighting the cold. And this assumes a healthy adult, not a small, frightened, legally blind child in hypothermia. The report lays these numbers out plainly. The math is the threat. The numbers are a wall blocking any simple explanation. The report states it as fact. Gravity did not permit it. Biology did not permit it. The camera was a Kodak Brownie. The investigators developed the film inside. There were 417 photographs. The first several hundred images were what you would expect. As the roll progresses, the images begin to change. The perspective gets lower. The angles become erratic. The final few photographs are the most disturbing. The last clear image shows a steep, rocky slope against the sky. But it is the final frame that defies all explanation. Frame 417. The camera was pointed almost straight up. The angle suggests an intent, but the intent is alien. Forensic teams are trained to read a landscape. The expected signs of a struggle, a climb, or a fall were simply not there. It was as if the body had been placed there gently, placed from above. This lack of evidence is, itself, a powerful form of evidence. It rules things out. The effect was there, but the cause was invisible. It is a paradox. The final report does not offer a solution. The tone remains clinical. It remains forensic. The conclusion is a statement of impossibility. A 9.3-second scream that stops cold. A small body on a high ridge. A camera with one last, strange photo of the sky. They suggest a force or an event that operates outside the normal rules of physics and biology. It reads, "The placement of the subject is inconsistent with known human or animal agency, and the energy requirements for the vertical transit are in excess of the subject's biological capabilities." The mountain kept its silence. Make this entire video exactly 20 seconds long. Bobby Bizup's case left us with a broken law of thermodynamics, but the mountain is a multi-dimensional predator. We shift our forensic audit from the energy spent on the ascent to the physical evidence left on the body. File number 02, Jaryd Atadero. Where shoes tell a story that feet never could. Nature doesn't just take lives, it edits them out of reality. Poudre Canyon, Colorado, a place that keeps its own ledger. Jaryd Atadero was 3 years old when he rounded a bend and stepped into a scent void. Elite bloodhounds refused to track. They wouldn't take the line. Investigators called it an atmospheric anomaly. But air moves. Human scent moves. This didn't. The record would only get stranger. 15 years later, the mountain spoke. A ledge. A return. Not a resolution. His clothes were found. 14 winters should shred. They were clean, as if kept in a vacuum. This is an investigation into absence. The bend came quick. Granite to the left, a drop to the right. A 3-year-old rounds it, and then the trail forgets him. Bloodhounds read the world in molecules. Human scent rides heat, wind, roughness, vegetation. Here, the plume collapses. Refusal across multiple points. Unusual. Wind shear can shear signal. Canyons create traps and tunnels. But even in turbulence, something carries. Moisture holds scent. They grid. They call. The forest answers with silence. Cliffs stop boots and scent both. Then the years begin. 15 cycles of freeze and thaw. Rock remembers. Fabric does not. Granite is paper with teeth. When the clothes came back, they contradicted the mountain. Clean. Too clean for the story we were told. A ledge almost no one would stand upon by chance. The atmospheric record sets the stage, but the souls steal the scene. A toddler's stride is 35 centimeters, cadence high, steps short, margins thin. To reach that ledge, over 1,200 steps. Each step, a negotiation with stone. Granite abrades. It always does. Rubber gives way at the surface first. Micro tears, dust embed, edges round. Friction leaves a signature. On dry granite, static and kinetic friction still mark rubber. After 1,200 steps, the lugs should tell a story. But the logic breaks at his shoes. No rubber degradation, no granite scratches. If he had walked, physics would have left its mark. Carried, dragged, lifted. Each hypothesis leaves different scars. Contact or controlled no contact. A path that doesn't touch the earth is a path physics resists. 14 winters roughen, bleach, contaminate. Instead, clean lines, low load of the outdoors. The atmospheric record says exposure. The forensic record says vacuum. Two realities. a cliff that demands contact and souls that deny it. Walk, high wear, carry, some scuff. Insertion, near zero. It suggests movement where the Earth's surface didn't exist. Edges so crisp they argue back. The ledge offers no counterargument. A human vector is a possibility, not a proof. On this mountain, exposure isn't purity. It's risk multiplied by arrogance. Math refuses mythology. The case contracts to a single paradox. He was moved through a space where surfaces don't behave. Nature edits without apology. It edits the witnesses too. But physics keeps the ledger. And some pages are still missing. We test what we can. We live with what we can't.
Make this entire video exactly 20 seconds long. A child moved vertically through rock. Now, we analyze a man moved horizontally across a continent. File Nadir 03, Danny Philippidis. When the wilderness bypasses every digital eye in America, we aren't looking at a missing person. We are looking at a logistical ghost.
A man went missing. From Whiteface Mountain on February 7th, 2018. His name was Konstantinos Philippidis. He was a firefighter from Toronto. Friends called him Danny. An annual trip. Familiar faces, a normal day. The sound of skis on snow. Danny knew the mountain. He told friends he was leaving briefly. He needed his cell phone. Minutes stretch and shrink on a mountain. Danny did not return. The day ended. Their friend did not come back. In the most watched age in history, he slipped into silence. The search began as the last light left the sky. Protocol engaged, calls placed, doors checked. The police were called. Simple explanations faded with the hours. A man had vanished into winter. A response set in motion. Scores of professionals joined the hunt. Friends could not sit and wait. Every tool, every path, every ravine. Days stacked into more than 9,426 searcher hours. Despite manpower and machines, they found nothing. The mountain kept its secret. The mystery deepened with every passing hour. Investigators considered accident and misstep. If he were injured nearby, there should be sign. The absence of evidence became its own evidence. Maybe the answer was not on the mountain at all. No crises, no debts, no reason to run. A missing firefighter, a winter search. New York and Ontario watched and waited. Hope and dread moved in tandem. Days of action, nights of nothing. Officials had no updates. A question without an answer. Then, the story broke. Far away. Nearly 3,000 miles from Whiteface. He was in Sacramento, California. Still in ski clothes. No wallet, no phone, no ID. A deputy found him. He called his wife from a new phone. He did not know where he was, or how he got there. 4,023 kilometers in 144 hours implies a constant velocity of 28 kilometers per hour. Multiple states, time zones, mountains to desert to city. He remembered a truck, a long ride, then a different coast. No witnesses, no transactions, no digital trail. A skier reappeared as a logistical ghost. Distance proved a human illusion. The focus shifted from a physical search to a medical one. Tests, neurologists, neuropsychologists, findings, head injury consistent with concussion. Dr. Charles Tater described retrograde and anterograde amnesia, losing what came before, failing to record what came after, functioning without memory, moving through unlinked moments. Fragments remain, a truck, a road, a ride. But the mind's recorder was not running. Medicine explains why he cannot tell us, but not how it happened. In a surveilled world, his passage remains unobserved, a piece of the puzzle, without the picture. The journey itself stays locked away. The trucker theory persists, a quiet act of kindness, a long ride. But Route 86 is not a major trucking vein. No driver, no diner clerk, no gas station memory, no logs, no cameras, no receipts. If he exists, He is a ghost in the machine, a map with the route erased. Danny returned to work, to life. His family exhaled after 6 days of despair. Consensus: concussion with persistent amnesia. A logical answer and an incomplete story. Lost and found, while the journey stays lost. What happens inside a 7-minute static when the world keeps moving, but the memory does not?
Make this entire video exactly 20 seconds long, 1,500 miles crossed in a blink. Danny's drift proves that distance is an illusion, but our final file reveals the ultimate termination. File Muzzer 4, the scent void. Why do the most elite biological sensors on Earth simply stop? This is the absolute zero of tracking. In the forbidden zones, the scent of a human being terminates with the same surgical precision as an FBI audio recording. A hard cutoff, not a fade. The instrument is alive. Molecules drift, collide, and fall. We visualize what you cannot see. A line forms between absence and evidence, and we follow. The wilderness offers data, not mercy. Signals converge, then disappear. A click, a stop, silence with an edge. At scale, scent is a cloud of chance. Turbulence carves invisible rivers. Receivers tuned to chaos. Everything is emitting. Everything is falling. A constellation in collapse. Flow speaks a language of curves, interpreted in muscle, nerve, and memory. The body leaves a weather pattern, a human snow, invisible, measurable, until the tide goes slack. There is a border. The noise falls away, a cliff made of nothing. Even our exhale surrenders here. The instrument reads 0. The cut is clean. Gravity asks for everything back, like an FBI recording that ends on a click. Beyond, the mountain keeps its counsel, and we stand at the line. The biological audit. A bloodhound possesses about 300 million olfactory receptors. Ours, around 5 to 6 million. The difference is not subtle. Their brain dedicates more real estate to scent. 2 inlets, alternating, sampling rapidly, preserving directionality. Inside, labyrinths of folded tissue multiply contact. Each step, a measurement in space and time. Environment sets the stage. Moisture carries, then weighs them down. Air shifts and the trail redraws itself. Water complicates, but physics decides. According to Stokes' law, particles in a fluid settle under gravity. Settling velocity equals 2r squared times g, times the density difference, divided by 9 times viscosity. V subsettling equals 2r squared grho p minus roof over 9 mu. Scale rules time. Big falls fast. Small lingers, then yields. In still air, even patience has a clock. Temperature and terrain carve shelves where scent pools, then collapses. A nose follows gravity's handwriting. Rain accelerates the verdict. Cold air sinks, pinning scent close, then lids it shut. Radius, gravity, densities, viscosity, the alphabet behind a vanishing. A trail is a living thing with a half-life. Behavior translates the math. Data ground truthed. Strength falls to trace. The last carriers come to rest. Then the readout goes flat. 0 is not doubt. It is the end of input. The terrain seals the archive. The dog does not lose the trail. The trail ceases to exist. At the termination point, scent concentration drops to absolute 0. C equals nothing detectable, not probability, not hope. This is where the numbers end. The wilderness is still watching. It is patient, and it is not done. Searchers never say, gone. They say, unrecovered, because the word holds a door open, but the truth is colder. The instrument waits without fear. 0 is a place. We provide the data. The mountain provides the silence. Evidence ends where physics closes the file. You do not lose what is no longer there. The world sets, and then it hides again. Time smooths the page. Return to unreadable. Stay humble, stay precise, and stay found. This is TheDarkestFilesTV. We provide the data. The mountain provides the silence. Stay safe, stay found. In the spaces between numbers and trees, respect the edge. We will be here when the fog lifts, and when it falls. End of recording. Next file opens soon. We have reviewed 4 files, 4 anomalies that defy classical mechanics. The Bizup potential energy anomaly, www.DEADLIEST, energy output that exceeds biological limits. The Atadero friction paradox, 0 wear on shoes after a class 3 ascent. The Philippidis logistical drift, V prons D TTs. Displacement across 4,000 kilometers without a digital footprint. The scent void, alt partial C, N partial T on $0. Instantaneous molecular termination. What do these patterns tell us? They tell us that the wilderness is not just a place of beauty, but a place of selective reality. It is a landscape that can edit our existence mid-step. To the 74.9% of you watching this on your home screens, remember, visibility is the most dangerous deception. The forest is normal until the second it is not. Every theory you share in the comments helps keep these field investigations alive. Each name we remember is a coordinate reclaimed from the silence. This is The Darkest Files TV. Stay safe, stay found.